Welcome back to Face It TV and of course ECS Europe. Now we are going to be going into our second matchup of today. We are here with Virtus.pro and FaZe, and well, we've already spoken about a little bit of a rivalry, mainly a Twitter rivalry. I don't think it actually comes into IRL purposes, but
it was the Taz response, wasn't it?
It was great. It was a great response, but at the same time, in terms of actual matchups, this seems to be quite a good one for FaZe. In terms of their online performance recently, they've been pretty damn good. LAN's always a little bit of a question, but we know that they've got 5 pretty much star potential players. They're going to be facing off against sort of arguably the best team in the world. Like ranking-wise, in terms of points and everything, they are rank 1 overall. But the sort of problem at the moment is you still haven't seen SK, and if they match up, they did manage to beat them though at New York. So I'm still looking forward to seeing what they have to offer. They are definitely a LAN team, and well, we're online.
Yeah, no, I always think FaZe are an interesting bunch to watch. VP as well are incredibly fun. I think it's going to be a great game. The first map as well is Train, isn't it? Which is...
yeah, great map for both teams, really, but I always like watching FaZe on this map.
I was going to say,
they just fit perfectly.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially with having so many AWPers on one team, essentially. I mean, it is a map that lends itself to the AWP really well. You have Arlu, who is... proven to be insane with the AWP time and time again.
No doubt about that.
So, with the addition of him, and being brought into the mix on that map, it is something that bodes quite well for them. But then on the side of VP as well, you've got some very competent players as well. So, I think it is going to be a very interesting one indeed.
Well, of course, you do have that AWP sort of maneuvering itself around. I think it has settled with Snax, and rightly so. He is phenomenal with the AWP. But you've got Pasha, a sort of old-style Pasha was in sort of argument for being the best player in the world at one point with that AWP, absolutely phenomenal. And then you sort of look towards Neo as well. He's always been able to AWP. So it's not like they have any sort of loss of players that can pick it up too, but it just does come down to experience. Now, FaZe, it always comes in as sometimes they'll be phenomenal, sometimes they won't even be on the map. I've literally seen moments apart where they'll destroy a team and then lose 16-0. Like, that's actually happened. They played in ESL Pro League. I think that may have been against the car. I think they were Heroic now, but it was Team X at the time. And it was just ridiculous. Like, they destroyed them and then they went back and ended up losing 16-0. So it is just what FaZe sort of turns up. I do think that the map choice of Train is going to work out wonderfully for them. Overpass, I'm a little bit less inclined to favor the FaZe side, but in this matchup, these teams, it seems like this map as well, it should be a good game for FaZe and, well, of course, VP.
Yeah, but we're going to head into the pistol round straight off the bat, and well, currently, Virtus.pro looking like they want to try and execute something out and towards this B site. 4 members of the Polish team here currently just ready and waiting to try and make their way on in. Pasha relaying in with the rest of his team, but a little bit later, but that nade's going to find some great damage straight off the bat. Snags gets tagged downloaded, 22 HP. Well, now as their smokes make their way into the site to try and block off the vision, you can see the rotate coming in from FaZe. They do only bring in Jacob actually straight off the bat. They keep everyone else out towards A in case it is a fake, but I mean, at this point, it should be abundantly clear that is not what this is going to be. All 5 members of VP currently in the site, going very aggressive. Taz, Pasha, and I believe that's also Leo pushing up aggressively in towards Connector. Viali going to be the first to fall. Jacob does find him, but they're already in CT. AZ's going to find that frag, though, against all odds. And Rain as well, chiming in one of his own. It's going to be Taz and Neo. And while as Taz falls, it's all into Neo. 1 versus 3, playing in the upper area. Does find that first frag, but then Rain's there. In spite of getting the Molotov down and finding a frag onto AZ, it's not going to be enough as the defuse is going to come on in. And, well, FaZe is going to be picking up that first round.
Yeah, big round coming in from Rain as well, especially on that retake position. It can be, well, I'd say this is probably statistically the easiest site in the game to retake, but while you're doing it, it never really seems that way. Nice work, as said, from Rain coming in from behind, able to use the connector and find that final kill as well, because if Neo had survived too much longer, that shot was insane, actually. Jumping through the air, AZ just taking down long range. But yeah, if he'd survived too much longer, maybe the defuse would have become a little bit more of a predicament. Now, in terms of VP, they're going straight for this Tech 9 buy style. They've got plenty of utility, more in fact than the CTs, and they're going to try and go for some sort of A execute and really catch out these, well, mainly SMGs.
Yeah, 3 SMGs on the side of FaZe, all in the form of UMPs, and VP then trying to make their way out towards A, like you say, but Rain lines them up and knocks them down. Going to find 2 frags, looking for the 3rd, and he's able to find it. Snax goes down, he's completely decimating the push, looking for a 4th, and AZ is there to back him up. Now it's all on Neo, 1 versus 5, and he's able to find 1 frag for himself, and it's a bit of a parting gift as he gets taken down, as he goes aggressive and finds it with the UMP. It's going to be round number 2 on the board now for FaZe, and well, they completely mop that one up.
Yeah, I'm almost excited seeing Rain and Virtus Pro on a map together. It brings back some memories of pretty insane clips that have come out from this guy. And I do think in terms of Rain in general, this is a map that he always seems to triumph on. Either way, it will send Virtus Pro back to pistols, and that's exactly the start that FaZe needed. They get to break that early buy after the bomb plant, and now they can pretty much get themselves a relatively clean start overall. Now, in terms of this round, it is mostly the Glock train, and, well, Alu, he's going to spot most of it. Of course, wants to make as much money as he can to get the AWP. The double dunk from Keo will come in, and I think, well, he's halfway to the record of amount of HE kills in a map. It's only 4.
Is it? Is it only 4?
It's only 4.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that is... Really, when there's only 5 people on a team, 4 is quite a bit
No,
more
not
than
4
2.
in one go, like 4 in the whole of the map. I'm pretty sure it's something like 4 or 5. It's really low.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, then there you go. Learn something new every day. But it's going to be FaZe picking up those first 3 rounds. UMPs and an MP9 still on the side of FaZe. Virtus Pro, they're going to be buying up all the AKs across the board. Keo doesn't care for that, though. Finds the first frag out on a Neo. And as a result, the man advantage is going to be leading the way of FaZe very early on. VP now trying to get this back in their own hands, so they make their way on towards A. Taz able to find one. Pasha as well chimes in one on a Rain, and that's going to start to shut FaZe out of this A site. The only player left around is going to be Jacob, but he's trapped in towards Pop Dog. The rotate coming into B is going to be delayed. Pasha as well pushed aggressively towards CT, completely shuts it down. Ace is going to fall, and now the refrag can't come through from Keo just yet. It's a 2-on-4 for the retake. Finally finds the trade back on a Pasha to put it into a 2-on-3, but still they're at quite the disadvantage as they make their way on into the retake.
It will be Keo now trading things back. It's a 1 versus 2. Needs to try and fight this one off. Of course, he has the kit, so he does have time to make somewhat of a play. There's no utility over on the Virtus Pro side. Now, at the moment, they are playing these more passive roles. Bialy is just waiting to the left and should be able to take this frag the second the opportunity gives itself. And, well, in fact, Taz will be the one to peek out and finish off the round. Now, in terms of FaZe's economy, this shouldn't be a problem. That was a bonus round. They have SMGs in play, and now you see the AWP straight in. In fact, they've got a double.
Yep, going for the double up sub. Something that, you know, we're fairly used to seeing on Train. They come into it in a big way. You've got one up on AZ and one up on Alu as well. And we were speaking about Alu, you know, in the pregame and how he is just such an incredible force to be reckoned with that AWP in hand. VP not opting to go for one off the bat, and he's going to look to go aggressive in towards Ivy. Pushing up with the AWP. 2 players here for him to find. Potentially going to find the first out onto Pasha. Looks to fall back and just maintain the man advantage. Doesn't want to give the trade frag over to Bialy. And that's a very good read on this. Snacks, though, elsewhere, going to find one in Uali, so that's an AWP out the hands of FaZe. And, well, there's Jacob to try and trade things on back. Does take down Snacks, but Taz going to be trade fragging for days. Finally, Rain chimes in through, finds the frag of his own, and now it's going to be a 3-on-2. The man advantage leans the way of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, opposite side of the maps for both of the Ts. Neo's going to be peeking out, and, well, it's going to be the frag onto Keo, or at least an attempt. It doesn't seem to work out, and in fact, Rain will be the one to trade him out of the round. So leaving just Bialy left, the entry fragger for the team, to try and do something from a position of weakness. He doesn't have the bomb. He doesn't have anything to play with, and in fact, AZ doesn't even give him a chance. We'll finish him off towards the end. The double AWP will be saved, more importantly. Now, well, the Ts are the ones struggling with their money. They get themselves the 1 round. Then the big buy comes in for FaZe, and they manage to make things work.
Yeah, VP are going to be on the back foot a little bit. I mean, the economy is going to get reset on the back of losing that last round. Now, as a result, they can only afford to go into this with their Glocks out. You've got Taz with the Deagle, a little bit of utility as well, making their way towards this B site, looking to try and go aggressive early on. We're going to be seeing, though, a bit of an aggressive peek coming out from Kirishima over towards the B site, just peeking around the corner. Might be able to spot out a few of the VP players as they make their way through. Should be able to spot out Neo as he goes around the corner, but Snacks is there with the Glock in hand to try and put the hurt to Keo if he can.
Yeah, this, of course, is a great opportunity for Keo, but he's going to be left sitting on the floor. It will be Alu to trade one back very quickly. Of course, the bomb plant would be quite valuable for Virtus Pro at this stage. A nice little trade out again from Alu, and, well, there is Rain just trying to hold down, stop them getting that bomb plant. Kaz spamming away. Will Pasha get the plant? No, he won't. So in terms of value, not really too much added. Only 1 player lost, and it will be Keo. So the double AWPs again remain, and Keo, well, he's got plenty of cash to buy back up with, and really, you think that bomb plant would have been more valuable than expected, because you look at Bialy and Pasha, the $800 really would have given them enough to get a decent buy on the board.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, when you look at the economy right now, you've got a Snacks with $1,000 left. I mean, if they get the extra $800, he would have had an AK right now, potentially. I mean, he would have had less utility for it, but he still would have have something and the rifle. So they do forego a good bit of firepower in this round. Bialy being relegated down to the Galil, and then 2 Tech 9s in the form of Pasha and Snacks. it is less than ideal, but they do have a good bit of utility. So I am a fan of sacrificing, the little bit of firepower for the extra utility. It's something that we see a lot of teams actually don't make that switch. But VP want to rely on these smokes and flashes to kind of try and create the opportunities, which is always good to see. And while they'll be making their way towards the A site now with all the utility raining on through, VP looking to try and dedicate in towards this push as they all make their way through out on the site, splitting in through Pop and through A main. And well, Rain to be able to mop this up nicely, finds one frag, and looking for the second as well, finds one out onto Snacks. That's going to be kill number 2, looking for a third, still up and kicking. It's going to get taken down finally by Pasha as the trade comes in, but it's a 3-for-1 trade on the back of Rain alone. So now it's all on Pasha. 1 versus 2. He's got to find Alu and AZ, the 2 AWPers for FaZe.
Oh, AZ, this is just a brutal position to hold. Just knows where Pasha wants to go. And again, the double AWPs do pay dividends. Now, look at Rain at the moment, though. So many impactful frags. He's currently 14-3 and really doing work on this map. It is, as said, a map that is a pleasure to watch on. And, well, at the moment, 6-1 up, back to pistols again for Virtus.pro. I don't think it's too much of a problem just yet. Of course, this is a CT-sided map. There's no doubt about that. But whether or not Virtus.pro are going to be able to get themselves back sooner rather than later is another thing altogether. And, well, 3 Deags, a couple of P250s. At least something to play with in this round. But look at Rain once again. It should be a free kill for him. AZ finds another in the meantime. And, well, now he's just getting some mop-up frags.
Yeah, just padding those stats out a little bit. That's what you want to see. Currently, Rain is going to be top fragging 16-3. He's been such a key driving force for the side of FaZe. 10 frags ahead almost. 5
MVPs
next highest person on his team. Now it's actually 10 frags ahead of anyone else. And yeah, potentially to become 6 MVPs like you say. It's all going to be on Neo now in 8-1 versus 5. Only has a P250. No bomb either. Making his way towards the B site. Just trying to do some economic damage at best. But Ali, not going to let that happen. Finds the frag through the smoke with the AWP in hand. It's going to be the 7th round on the board for FaZe.
Yeah, not the start that Virtus.pro would have wanted, but they will get the AWP. Now, it's going to be on to Pasha. As said, normally in most of the maps we see, it's on Snacks. They do sometimes switch it around a little bit, so maybe this is just down to the feel of things or just the map in general. You can switch things up off that basis. Of course, the double AWP setup will remain onto AZ and Alu over on that CT side. And, well, now we wait to see if AZ is going to get this first pick again. Nice one-way smoke. Doesn't manage to connect and will have to fade away using the flashbang. A little bit of a shame. It was a really nice idea coming out from the Dane, but it will not be something to capitalize on. Of course, he recently won WSG with Dignitas, so has had a little bit of a win for himself, something FaZe are yet to really achieve. But you never know. Maybe they'll be able to pull a win out in this map at least.
Yeah, currently VP, 2 players over in towards the A main area, and then Neo in towards B, trying to play that lurk roll a little bit, trying to keep the guys on B from rotating off. That's going to be Keo and Ali both there, the AWP and rifle combo. Meanwhile, Pasha in towards the Ivy area, able to find one out onto AZ. It's going to be the one-man advantage leading in the way of VP. They do also grab control of Ivy, and last time we saw them do this, they were able to convert this into a round win, but Rain looking to try and shut down the push, finds one in the Ali. He's going to get traded out as Pasha chimes in with the AWP, going to be picking up a 2nd frag to his name. Ali, though, comes on out. He's able to find 1 frag, but that's going to be it. It's going to be a 2 versus 3, and Bomb goes down. 1 Snacks, and Pasha to try and hold this up.
Nice push from Keo. He will only be traded out for 1, and it now is down to the AWPer. Oh, peek from Pasha is a little bit too quick, and clearly the right decision to have that AWP on him in this round. At least gets himself 3 kills, an opening position there, and well, it is going to be a buyback up. No surprise for the CT side. AZ and Alu with plenty of money left. They've been saving these AWPs for quite a while now, and they will be straight back on the double AWP setup. Of course, that does spend up quite a lot of cash, so it does give them a higher chance of being reset, but I feel like the setup seems to be quite good so far.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the setup on this side of FaZe has been fairly phenomenal. And well, I mean, this round they're going to leave Keo just to play the anchor in towards B. It's going to allow to have 4 guys in towards the A site instead. Well, with AZ finding a little bit of damage early on, he's actually going to get taken down by Pasha. So Pasha gets tagged down low, but does convert a frag on the back of it. Good nade damage out on a Rain as well. He's going to try and go for the peak to find the return frag, but doesn't find anything just yet. It's going to be the man advantage leading in the way of VP as they head into this 10th round, looking fairly strong at the offset.
Yeah, no, a good start to the round, and it's important for VP to get that man advantage. They can split the defense, leave Keo quite isolated over towards this B side. Now, he is quite good at playing this individual role. Well, obviously, a team of individuals, you would expect that to be the case, but really needs to be a pinnacle at this stage in time. It doesn't even look like they may be going in that direction just because of their positions. In fact, Pop Dog could actually be an avenue to take back over control, but they will have Jacob to deal with. And Rain is actually going to even things up. In fact, Jacob, well, never mind. He sprays down 2. Alu manages to grab 1 more in the meantime, and everything falls apart at once for Virtus.pro. It's Bialy. He has been one of the better players in this lineup as of recent, but not this time. Keo finishes things off, and a big play there from Jacob.
Yeah, no, I mean, what is it? It's just another round really on the board right now for FaZe. They've been completely very, very dominant in this first half, currently 8-2. I mean, you would expect the CT side to normally be pretty far ahead, but VP, I mean, they haven't really had too much as a look in so far. They have been struggling quite considerably, and FaZe's defense on the CT side has been steadfast, to say the least. It's been very defendable, and they've really been struggling to kind of try and break it down. Now, we're going to be seeing what looks to be potentially a B play on the cards once again. Keo is going to be ready and waiting to try and shut this down before it can begin. As Snacks peeking down, is going to get taken out. Keo finds that first frag, and that's going to hopefully delay this push. You can already see the momentum's kind of gone. They're not going to be pushing it towards B as aggressively. As he finds the second as well, it's going to be further cemented that B isn't the site to head to.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem as well about that last round is the fact that it was a one and done. They get themselves 1 round win, and then they lose their economy off the basis of it. And it was a closest round as well, with only 2 players surviving, so they've had their problems in terms of economy. Either way, Keo will eventually fall, but not really too much. Only Pasha grabbing a rifle, and that nade is going to make things so much worse for the T side, already low on HP. The bomb plant looking ever inevitable, and it will be Rain again to get a triple. How many is that now? That must be maybe 4 or 5 triples. He's 22-4. We're still not even finished the first half.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, that gives him an average of 2 frags a round at least currently, as we're only in round number 12. So to be at that scoreline is incredibly impressive. I mean, what is it? It's like 200 ADR roughly. I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah, if he's doing all the damage on the kills, which some of them he hasn't, I think. But either way, he's still cleaning up positions, making things easier for his team. And importantly, in that round, denying the bomb plant, which again will mean there's a skimp on the Virtus.pro side. Snacks is only going to be on the Tech 9. Taz, again, he's going for utility and picks up an ump instead. And this leaves them, well, again, with a disadvantage. And AZ, he's holding this aggressive angle. Nice peek from Pasha, though. Actually gives them an AWP, and there's no real chance for the CT side to stop them retrieving it.
Yeah, but look at this push from Rain. Going to be able to hopefully find some damage there onto Snacks. They try to go aggressive to find that flag, but it's going to be backed up, of course, over into towards the main area by Rain. So as a result, that's not going to be going the way of VP just yet. They do still have the 1-man advantage. They weren't able to convert it into 2 just then. Jacob falling on back. I'm going to spot out a frag here on a test. The smoke starts to fade. Able to get 1. Rain as well chimes in with one of his own as the crossfire is going to be set up. Gets a second. Looking for the third again. Rain needs to stop getting 3Ks. I don't think this is how the game is meant to be going. Pasha, we're getting from behind. Might be able to find 1. Rain chimes in though with his.
So instead, he got 4
okay,
instead.
Well then there we go. Just Rain going above and beyond expectations.
This is ridiculous. He may actually be about to 30 bomb in the first half. This is absolute insanity at the moment from Rain. He's just single-handedly taking down Virtus.pro, and this is in like the beginning of the rounds. This isn't even like he's clutching things out and having to get it. It's literally just that they go in his direction, he kills them all, and this is a big problem now for Virtus.pro. They can't even shut down 1 man, let alone a team. Yeah, no, I mean, Rain's doing a whole team's worth of work right now. 26-4. I'm only in round number 13. He's going to want to start things off. That's fine to frag out of Pasha, and that's going to be the bomb drop as well in towards Ivy. Rain and Jacob, meanwhile, pick up 2 frags respectively. Now Rain chiming in with frag number 2. What's he doing? Now it's all on Neo. 1 versus 5. Does have a deal. He's in towards the B site, and Keo's going to find him. So Keo putting the stop to the Rain 3K massacre that is this trade matchup. This is... I don't think I've ever seen someone just do this individually well. I remember Wild Edit having a game where he somewhat broke a record of frags, but it was not against Virtus.pro. That's for sure. They're like going 28-4 versus VP. That literally makes no sense. That's single-handedly decimating them. And well, we've all got the jokes, but this is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, currently he's done 222 average damage per round. That is insane. That's at least
over 100 is good. Even about 80 or 90 is good. That's insane. That's actually just, you don't see that. You just don't see that.
Yeah, so the man advantage is going to be going the way of FaZe early on. Jacob's going to get attacked down low towards the A site. AZ as well looks to fall on back. So AZ looking fairly weak, but the man advantage currently in the way of FaZe. It's going to be equalized on out as Pasha finds 1, but Rain's there to trade it back. It's going to get taken out by Bialy. So the 3K legacy of Rain is going to be put to sleep right now as Bialy takes him down. Puts it into a 3-on-3, and wins some control of the A site over towards VP. It's a real thorn in their side right now as FaZe. They can't rotate these players off just yet. Kyo has to try and hold down the B site solo, but it's going to be working out as he finds that first frag on a Taz. Bialy falls as well in towards A, and now it's all on Snacks. It was looking so good for VP, and quickly it's all started to slip through the net. Snacks in a 1 versus 3. I mean, FaZe, they do have fairly low HP across the board.
Yeah, it is Snacks. He has an opportunity. He's going to try and play that sneaky style of play. Just worm his way into the back lines. Of course, he has to be careful because he does have a player above his head at the moment. Kyo is sneaking around as well, but they may just go past each other. Neither is going to realize, and oh, I don't think Snacks saw. He was in his peripheral vision, but doesn't seem to be the case at the moment in time. He's got the bomb at least, so he does have something to play around. The only problem is Kyo has now taken back B map control, which means that in terms of a bomb plant, there isn't really too much value in what Snacks can do. The second he goes for this plant, it should be nice and easy. Now, the position he's chosen will actually be able to defend from. The only problem is he's now completely surrounded in his ability to try and find this frag, and there goes Kyo. There's no way that could have been expected from Snacks, and, well, it may not be the 3K coming out for Rain, but it comes out for Kyo instead.
Yeah, I mean, well, if one of them isn't doing it, then someone else is, and that just seems to be the way.
Two more grab.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way that FaZe are playing right now. They are playing phenomenally well. 12-2 as we approach the last round of the first half. Looking to try and close this out in an extremely dominant fashion. VP, they will have enough money to buy up fully pretty much everything they're going to need for the last round of the half, and AWP up on Pasha as well, and plenty of utility to try and play around with here.
Yeah, of course. A 12-2 half, though, is not anything to frown upon for FaZe. They've done so well, and although we are singing the praises of Rain, it is the whole team that are just having a great time at the moment, shutting down Virtus.pro. They've mentioned in the past they think it's an easy matchup, and at the moment they're making it look like that. 12-2 going into the 15th round with such an advantage, and they're going to have their double AWPs in play, of course. Pasha is glass cannon, and it looks like we're about to see some sort of A execute ready and set up. The smokes will go through the window. And now they're going to try and push on towards Jacob. Now, he's been pretty good at shutting them down from this pop dog position so far. Really, they need the main players, and already, well, Jacob, he gets a trade. Taz at least finding one back. They will end Rain. This time, he's not even going to get on the board for the first time in quite a while. Still gets the assist onto Alu, but it's a 3v3, and hopefully, or possibly, there's a chance. But either way, AZ finds another one, leaving just 2 players to try and fight this back.
Yeah, it's all on Bialy and Pasha, and well, they got to try and close this out. Bialy finds one, finds a second, and now AZ does come in with the trade, puts it into a one-on-one, and it's the clash of the AWPers right now. Pasha versus AZ, both of them with AWPs in hand. A little bit of utility on the side of Pasha, nothing for AZ here, just trying to work his way around the bomb, trying to spot out Pasha, and he just sees his leg, and this could be so bad, because now he has the information as to where Pasha is. He knows what's going on, and well, he's just got to try and watch out for him. Sees the barrel poke around the corner, and Pasha's going to go down. AZ picks it up, manages to secure, what was it? I believe it was a 4K into that round, or a 3K, but something ridiculous. And, well, Pasha will be falling for the side of VP. So it's going to go 13-2, and FaZe Clan, well, they are 1 pistol round victory away, and, then 1 anti-eco as well from taking it to match point.
Yeah, it is pretty much that sort of position now. This is almost an older iteration of Train, where we see a very dominant CT sides. The observers are highlighting Rain. I don't think we need to mention him anymore. We've said his name about 4,000 times so far in this matchup, and rightly so. He has been absolutely phenomenal so far, looking to hit himself 30. It will be a nice little flick from Neo, though, to start things off.
Yeah, Rain, though, with that Glock in hand, takes down Taz. Going to equalize things back out to a 4-on-4. They know where Neo is as well. Jacob's going to go on the hump, and Neo finds him despite being on only 6 HP. Still converts a frag out of that. Pasha chimes in with one of his own Snacks as well. Now it's all going to be on Rain. 1 versus 4. If there's anyone you want in this situation, it's going to be him. Finds a second frag to his name. He knows that Bialy's there. Goes for the peak. Does good damage, but it's going to get taken down. And sadly, the legacy of Rain is going to be destroyed into this round. It's going to go 13-3 as VP, they pick up the pistol round in the second half.
The more rounds he loses, though, the more chance he has to get more frags. So it's still good. He's up to 31 already.
But it becomes less impressive the more rounds get played out. So,
true. If he ends up on like 50, though, I'm still going to be pretty impressed.
Yeah, no, so on the side of FaZe right now, they did get the bomb plant, so we're going to be seeing just pistols across the board. A few Glocks out on the side of FaZe. Well, VP, on the other hand, firing up rifles, all with the exception of Taz, giving a lot of respect to the way of FaZe, as they want to try and take these rounds as safe as they can. Bialy's going to get tagged down like this straight off the bat. Kia's going to find one out in the Snacks as well, but other than that, it's a complete mop-up for the side of VP. Snacks finds 2 frags, and while everyone else collects a frag of their own, bar Taz.
Yeah, that's going to be at least another round on the board for Virtus.pro. They know that they have to go back into this one with a full buy on the board. So you can see rifles across the board at the moment, and they have themselves almost full utility. A couple of smokes, HEs or whatever you want to say, missing at the moment. But the Ts, well, they don't have too much in terms of utility. They have a few smokes, and they're looking to go very aggressive onto their push at the moment. Alu has already made himself down the left side of the trains and looking to do a bit of damage onto Bialy, currently on the top of it. Keo has taken a nasty bit of damage from an HE down to just 48, but Snacks has been taken a little bit lower in return.
Yeah, meanwhile, the one thing I think we want to know is where's Rain? Well, Rain's in towards the B site with the bomb in hand, trying to make something happen. Alu, meanwhile, outside, can be the first one to find a frag on this side of FaZe. Kind of looks for the second, takes down Snacks as well. The trade doesn't come through. Pasha is to rotate out of position. That's going to leave Ivy unprotected. And Alu finds himself a third, takes down Neo as well. He's not going to be ready for Pasha coming in from behind, but AZ finds that frag as a result of Ivy being left unguarded. And now it's a 1 versus 4, all on Taz. I mean, if he doesn't go for it, it's going to go to a 14-4 scoreline. If he does, then, he's most likely going to be losing the M4. And either way, it's a fairly grim outcome for the side of VP right now.
Yeah, they are, well, for use of a better word, screwed, I think is the one I want to go for. They're really sort of low on, or not too low on cash, but they're low enough that it's going to be a problem because they had to buy up all the rifles ready for these AKs. Now, Taz actually making a damn good go of this at the moment. The big problem is there's no time, so he can't really take the challenge. You look at the HP and everybody in the server is pretty damn low. The only problem is, so is Taz, and he will have to fall back with the AK in hand at least. There is a little bit of presence over towards the upper position on B, but it isn't going to come to fruition, and it will just be the end of the round. And, well, it may not be Rain, but it is Alu, and he's raining down at the moment on Virtus.pro. Quickly pushes in 2 nice kills, make it a third onto Neo, and while it's looking like in terms of individual performances, they're all on the back of FaZe at the moment.
Yeah, FaZe have been doing phenomenally well. It's going to be 5 AKs across the board to try and keep the momentum up. They've got plenty of utility to play around. Kio's going to get tagged down low, though, straight off the bat from peeking out in towards mid. And as a result, it's going to slow down the push of FaZe. You can already tell they've had to fall back a little bit more passively. They're taking this round slower now because they've realized they aren't just these invincible giants that they thought they were as they headed into it. I mean, Keo getting tagged down low straight off the bat. I mean, he's been a fairly strong player for the side of FaZe, with the exception of Rain, who has been the main talking point. He's, of course, second place on the leaderboard right now with 13 frags. So, almost losing him in the early stages. You can tell how it's affected the momentum. They have slowed down, and now they're trying to play off the back of this. We're going to be seeing in towards the Ivy area. AZ just lurking here with the AK, trying to spot out a frag if he can, if BP decides to go aggressive. If Pasha gets bored of waiting and decides to take the fight to FaZe, which is always a possibility. Meanwhile, out towards Electric Box, it's going to be Snacks with the Mag 7. Can't line anything up, and it's going to be spotted out, falling on back to the site.
Great. It's going to be the one taking the peak. We have to talk about the buy at the moment, but it will be Neo. Actually grabs 2. It's a nice start for him, at least 45 seconds left on the clock for some sort of response. And at the moment, that's coming in the form of AZ and Jake. Quick trades galore at the moment, and Rain grabs 1 more. AZ pushing in, gonna spray wildly, and Rain will come in to finish off the final player, leaving 15 and 4 Virtus.pro. All they have left is an even worse force buy than the last.
Yeah, it's not looking good here. They've got a scout up on Neo, a few pistols here and there, and a deagle up on Pasha as well. But that's going to be it. They have no rifles with the exception of that scout to try and carry them through. And, well, they don't even have a kit in sight, so they can't let that bomb go down, which I do feel is a little bit of an error. Would have liked to have seen one of them potentially, drop the smoke or something like that, just in favor of picking up some sort of defuse. Yeah, it's going to be Ali to find the first out of Pasha. Snacks able to get a return frag, puts it back into a 4-on-4. AZ, though, going to be there to chase down Neo. Bialy goes aggressive up by Blue Tray, finds a second frag, putting the CZ to work, switches it out to the AWP, but now he's trying to hold on to this for the side of VP. Gotten 2 frags already. Looking to try and get some more. Jacob, though, does take down Snacks in towards that A site. He's coming in from behind, and I'm not sure they were ready for this kind of split play, especially with this flank that Keo's doing. Does mean they can rendezvous and then try and get that bomb down on towards the A site.
Bialy with the AWP has an opportunity, actually grabs 1, and he will spot out both players on the ladders. Not going to be able to take the frag, and Bialy needed to hit that one. He gives a chance to Jacob, but quickly finishes him off anyway. 4K for Bialy, big round in terms of the pistols. Of course, they saved themselves to fight another day, and he's going to drop that one over to Snacks, pick himself up an M4, and yeah, the buy's improved slightly, but it's still not particularly good. This was really nice, this CZ play to catch out 2.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And that was that was very much what set the round in motion for VP. We're going to be seeing, like you say, a fairly weak bar on the cards for VP. You know, better than it was before, but not by too much. Push coming in from FaZe in towards this B site. Taz going to be completely shutting it down, finds 2 frags. He's going to get taken down by Alu. And now 3 remaining players for FaZe make their way over towards B. Now looking like they're going to be falling back. They do find that first frag, but now looking a little bit unsure as to whether or not B is the site they want to be committing to just yet. They send Alu to go on a bit of a scout mission, trying to find some information as to what, you know, the magical lands of A hold. And Kyo's actually going to find one off the boost. Snacks gets taken down. Now it's a 3-on-3, and this is suddenly extremely viable for the side of FaZe.
Yeah, bringing things back much closer once again. In terms of the buy, it seems pretty even at the moment. Both teams with a little bit of a skimp in terms of a sort of, well, non-rifle player. You have Jacob and Pasha. Of course, Pasha using his biceps, of course, with that Mag 7. He's very, very good with the mag, so I don't think that's too much of a detriment to their team. But then again, the UMP isn't exactly a weak weapon. It's utilized quite often within the game at the moment. 45 seconds left. The B site looking relatively open, although Neo with the AWP, but he doesn't catch anything. The miss smoke, well, it won't matter. There's nobody else there to fight back. Pasha, he's going to retrieve the AWP, so it is something for him to play with at least, and grabs a quick kill onto Kyo.
Yeah, puts it back into a 2-on-2, but they've still got to worry about Jacob and Alu, 2 key players for the side of FaZe. You've got the AWP up on Pasha, which is always a silver lining. Bialy's able to find one. It's all going to fall on Alu, 1 versus 2. He is in the position to try and hold on to this. He can just wait for the defuse. He's going to find the first, goes for the peek, but Bialy is there to refrag, and he gets it. There's going to be plenty of time left for the defuse, and it's going to go 15-6 as VP, they live to fight another day.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And off the back of Bialy, once again, a double kill coming in to finish off this round, winning the 1 versus 1 at the end. And, well, he seems to be the one player who may still be awake at the moment. Nice kill coming out from Kyo, using the boost well. And, yeah, this was so close towards the end. It really shouldn't have been able to bring that one back overall, but it doesn't matter. It's still another round on the board for Virtus.pro. That's all that really matters. They've got to keep stringing these together. The buys are slowly improving, and at the same time, phases are deteriorating.
Yeah, FaZe heading into this with a lackluster buy, to say the least. Eagles across the board for you P250s, and a little bit of armor up on Jacob, and that's the only silver lining really as we head into this round. Looking like they're going to be trying to split out on towards the A site. And well, Jacob and Rain, the first 2 to make their way on in, and join up with the rest of their teammates. Bialy and Snacks find 2 frags between them. Jacob able to chime back in with one of his own. Rain as well with a Deagle, going to pick up 2 as he takes the head clean off of Snacks and Taz. Going to put it back into a 2-on-2. Pasha does find 1 in AZ elsewhere, but it's going to be bombed down on the A site, and this is really heating up here as Rain, currently on 35 frags, picks up 2 with the Deagle in that round, finds a 3rd with the M4, and this could be it. It's all on Pasha, 1 versus 2, and well, he's still going to find it. He's still going to try and find Rain, and Jacob. Rain's not ready to give it up just yet. Completes it with the 4th at the end, and that's what you want to see. It's going to go 16-6, and what an incredible map points from FaZe.
90 points.
37-10.
Just ridiculous performance coming out of Rain. And you have to remember that 29 of those kills came in on the first half of the map. So he was just absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea how he has been this good in this match. I say he's a great train player, so in terms of overall, it's not too much of a surprise, but to go 37-10 in a match, get 4 kills in a round where all you buy is a Deagle, you have to give props to him, but you also have to say, what on earth happened to VP on that map?
Yeah, I mean, what we just saw there was Rain just turning into a frag movie maker's wet dream. That was insane. Honestly incredible, and I can't wait to see what map 2 is going to hold in still for us now. I mean, hopefully we can see VP start to come back from it a little bit, and hopefully we can still see Rain in top form, just completely